All right. Hello, everybody. I'm starting again. I have a feeling I'm supposed to make this short because my camera thing isn't working and my article is not really going up. And really, it's like I'm supposed to be on my way out to do the exact thing that this article and message is about. So, hi, Sheila. How are you? Hi, Sultana, Steph. So, basically, today is the question is, let me see if I can get it in here. But today is about like learning how to know when it's time to play and when it's time to just like relax and open. And I think I'm supposed to go do that. And I waited, right? Like I just kept stretching that out. And the more we do that, the less in flow we're in. So I see that kind of happening. Hi, Jill. Nicole, how you all doing? All right, there we go. There's the article. So welcome to the 30-day adventure. This is Allie. Every day for 30 days, we create, you're on live. We create an energetic grid from August 15th to September 15th. We work together. We come together as a community. We amplify the energies. We do daily messages in partnership with the Akashic Records and with each other. Hi, Kim. And today is about the question, how does it actually feel to be in your true purpose or true legacy? So we've been talking a lot about this year being the year that we really come into like longevity and consistency and sustainability with our relationships, with our money, with like how we're showing up, so that this actually, we create a situation, a scenario, a lifestyle where we can actually like go the distance, right? And where we've had to really examine in our society where things were not built to last and where they weren't actually sustainable and nourishing for the long term for anyone, because if they're not sustainable and nourishing in the long term for some people, we're all connected. So that's basically for everyone, right? And so today we're talking about like, what does it actually feel like to be in our purpose? So we're talking about how, oh, hi, Abby. Hi, Abby. Hi, Suzanne. We're talking about how it feels. We're talking about how it feels because something I'm focusing on a lot with everyone in the Epic Legacy program is really having them step into what it would look like long term to actually have this sort of love and relationship experience and wealth and financial experience that would allow them to be so full and nourished and present that they can get really creative and really brilliant and actually bring their purpose and impact into the world. And so where we have to start from is a foundation of being really filled. And so when people who are helpers and healers and teachers and leaders are constantly in a state of burnout, they're never actually, imagine what they could do if they weren't burned out, right? Like imagine what you could do as a teacher, a healer, a leader if you're not in a constant state of depletion. So if we were taught, that to be a leader, to be an innovator, to be a healer or helper, we're just coming into a time where the work of actually helping people open their heart and live from their heart is starting to really be seen as truly valuable and important. But until this point, to be an innovator and to be a conscious person, to have an open heart, to be empathic, meant to get your validation from making everyone in the room comfortable and helping people and not asking for anything. So there's a lot of reverberation of your purpose being experienced as martyrdom, or maybe being seen and not heard, or being very humble, or giving it all away, or holding back so you don't hurt anyone, and putting the mission first always. So we're doing this 30-day experience and we're doing this work in the program to begin to fill up with love and with the experience of finances and resources, right? And then we have to go to this other side, which is like, okay, cool, but the experience of purpose and leadership and loving and supporting humanity is often felt like a martyrdom job until now. So we need to take it all the way through and begin to associate being in our purpose with the better we feel, the more we're in our purpose. The better we feel, the more we're truly in our purpose. Like the thing to celebrate is, can you do the work you're here to do while also really staying connected to fun and to freedom and to taking good care of yourself? Can you begin to celebrate that? Can you begin to really look at the fact of like, I'm not 100% in my purpose if I'm not being cared for, if I'm not having fun, if I'm not like, you know, really taking some time to celebrate and nourish myself, then I'm not actually fully in my purpose. And it was interesting. I just had this really amazing session with someone that really inspired that. And, you know, they're a very empathic person and they've always overgiven and over delivered and under received. And I could really see like where that had began in their family, where it was like women were just supposed to not need anything and always give. And, you know, so the experience of their purpose, being a woman in their family or being a caregiver in their family, their purpose included like not speaking up, not needing anything, not receiving. So there was no association with fun and with freedom and being in the purpose, right? And so the deeper we went into the energy, the more it was like, wow, that so needs to change for women and for the women in your family, that like your whole purpose is to feel good and to have fun. And the more you do that, the more you will get. My sessions with women all day today have kind of been like this. Like the more you do that, the more you will get the inspiration and the creativity to actually be more and more and more impactful in the world around you. And I feel like, I feel like I'm being given that same message because I've been doing quite a lot of delivery of my purpose in the last day and not resting too much. And I'm supposed to go now and celebrate a friend who likes to play and have fun and is also deeply in her purpose and serves a lot of people and heals and helps a lot of the world. And so I can feel, like you can kind of see it in my energy. I'm like a little bit all over the place. I'm a little bit ungrounded. I couldn't figure out the camera. The email wasn't working. And I know that part of that is because for me to be 100% grounded in the delivery that is part of my purpose, I need to make sure there's time for play and fun and relaxation. And that's when I can 100% celebrate. So let's just take a couple breaths here, breathing in some space and possibility. And let's just make connection with this 30-day container. And let's just make connection with our purpose. What is your purpose in this 30-day container? Just for the 30 days, what is your true purpose for you in particular? Just allow yourself to make connection with that. And just drop into your heart. Notice what your heart may want to tell you right now. And just rest and relax in your heart for a few more breaths. Allowing the frequency of your soul purpose, of the real destiny of doing all sorts of growth and healing and expansion, right? The thing that comes after, the thing that you really were born into this time for, allow that to enter the field here. And just know it is. Just take some breaths. And allow yourself to feel whatever it is you need more of. So for some of us, you're going to feel right now like the energy of joy, the energy of play, the energy of sensuality. What I'm really feeling here is the energy of rest. That's actually more what my system needs right now, is just like the energy of restfulness and restoration. So I'm just feeling that come into my system. Because for me, and just because I'm the representation here, it's like I've already brought joy and prosperity and love into the experience of my purpose. But the one that can kind of fall off is rest and restoration. So I'm beginning to, in this moment, allow the frequency of rest to just move through me as I invite the frequency of my true purpose to be here. So I want you to begin to feel whatever it is that you usually don't allow to be connected to your purpose, whether that's wealth or love or friendship, whatever that might be for you. Maybe it's rest for you as well. And begin to introduce the energy of purpose to the energy of this other thing. Because your purpose is actually to experience that thing. Because when those two things come together, now you can actually be in your legacy. The lack of rest, love, wealth, whatever it is, joy, the lack of that when it comes to being in your purpose is why you actually haven't been able to feel totally grounded in your legacy yet. There's some way not having that there does not allow the full scope of creativity, of resource, of visibility that actually is there when you're in your legacy. So you're just going for the next few breaths to just introduce purpose and this other thing that you can feel you need a little bit more of right now. So just breathe those two things together, seeing them come together like two pieces of bread for a sandwich. Feel them coming together. Feel that clicking inside of you. Breathe that in and then just let that come right into your heart. Purpose and this good feeling, this good, healthy, nourishing thing. Letting those two things connect right here. Surrendering to letting purpose be connected with this thing. Surrendering to the truth that your purpose is now connected to that feeling, that prosperity, that restfulness, that love, and that you can now know that the more rested you feel, the more loved you feel, the more prosperous you feel, the more joyful you feel, the more in your purpose you are. So you can know that if you've associated purpose with sacrifice or exhaustion or delayed gratification, that that's no longer purpose for you. You can actually know that's when you're veering off purpose. And a big part of my purpose, for example, is for this time is to really share these transmissions. So for it to be all over the place, a little ungrounded, I can know that it's because there hasn't been enough rest. And it's because now rest is connected to purpose for me. And so as I breathe in rest and allow that to commingle with my purpose, I'm getting more and more grounded in this moment. The transmission gets stronger. The energy gets more powerful. The amplification is possible now for all of you to begin activating your purpose. I'm more here for my purpose because I'm allowing the energy of rest. I'm surrendering to the truth of rest. And so just allow yourself to surrender to whatever needs more. We need more of for you. Breathe that in. Just let yourself receive that. Letting yourself be right where you are. Knowing right where you are in this moment, you could activate love. You could activate rest. You could activate purpose. You could activate prosperity. I didn't do anything different besides surrender to the fact that it's like, oh, I would like to experience more rest inside of purpose. So all you have to do is just realize, oh, I'd like to have more of that inside of my purpose. I'd like to have more money inside of my purpose. I'd like to have more love and romance inside of my purpose. I'd like to have more harmony with my family inside of my purpose. I'd like to have more freedom to travel inside of my purpose. Just bring it in and introduce it to being part of your purpose from here on out for 4 more breaths. Another big breath. Letting that be in the heart. Relaxing the shoulders. Letting yourself really ground. And with this final breath, just feel this energy that's now starting to move through our body come down through your feet, down into the core of the center of the earth. And just relax into feeling access to every possible resource that is on this planet. Joy, freedom, the time, energy, attention, and love we are talking about. Any other resource, more playfulness. We're just going to be getting to see that all your desires, anything you would desire right now is actually just a resource that would fuel your purpose. So we're beginning to see our desires as resources. And so I want you to just feel yourself deeply connected to the earth and deeply connected to every possible desire that can be experienced and had on this planet and is therefore a resource that will fuel your purpose. Feel yourself deeply connected to that for the next few breaths. And I want you to just exhale out here and just send gratitude down into the core of the center of the earth. Be feeling grateful that this is how it works. Feeling grateful that the possibility of more play, more money, more love, more harmony, more vitality is possible on this planet, in this body. Like, yes, thank you. Send that energy of gratitude all the way down to the core of the earth, seeing it light up and electrify and activate even more possibility for the desires you have, even more resource to fuel your purpose. Exhaling out, just sending gratitude that it's possible that you could completely flip it and reverse it and have this new experience where the more you're experiencing and feeling what you'd like more of, the more you're actually going to be in your purpose from here on out. Exhale out and just make connection with that. Beautiful. Feel the earth really responding to that gratitude, to that appreciation. Feel that moving through the grid of our whole planet, lighting up more appreciation, more gratitude, more possibility for what we want more of as a global family. And now just breathe in for the next 4 breaths. Breathe in more. Breathe in more love, more money, more harmony, more vitality, more freedom. Feel that coming up from the center of the earth through your feet. And just let it rest right in your heart. 4 more breaths that way. And relax here. And so we can just know that in this moment, you can just shed and release the old experience of exhaustion, scarcity, insecurity, whatever it's been when you've been doing your mission, when you've been in your purpose. We're just going to release that permanently right here. Exhale out, let it go. No longer associated with being in your purpose. Let it go. And now we're just going to breathe in again the new association, the new truth, that the more free you're feeling, the more play you're having, the more love you're experiencing, the more vitality you're radiating, the more prosperity you're receiving. That's the new way to know you're in your purpose. That's your new experience of what it is to be in purpose. Breathe that in. Exhale out. Again, just keeps wanting to go deeply into the heart here. And we're just thanking the guides, guardians, and teachers that work with us, the technology. We're thanking this new way of being in purpose on this planet that will allow more and more and more of us to be in our purpose, to transform what it's like to be a human on this planet right now. May all beings experience more of what their soul is needing, and may this now be associated with their true purpose. We know this work will continue beyond this time. We're always connected by heart, and we'll breathe back into existence now. The door between worlds, the records are closed. So it is. And I just get this strong message of like, that is true. That is the truth. It's not just a sound bite or a nice thing to hear. Is the better you feel, the more in your purpose. Like for each one of us, it was different, right? And I feel like I just kind of expressed it. Like I came on a little bit frazzled because I had the play, the joy, those other things. I didn't have the one thing that has made me being in my purpose long-term unsustainable, which is not allowing for restoration always, you know? So the deeper I went into just surrendering to that's going to now be part of my purpose, the more grounded I became. So it's going to be different for each one of us, but it is the truth, because the reason we haven't been able to stay in a legacy timeline in an expanded way of being in our purpose is because we haven't allowed that one nutrient, whatever that is for you, to be there and associate it with purpose. So that is really the new truth for us. I did feel a lot of energy at the heart. So what I'd like to do is share with all of you who register, just opt in below. You'll see the link. And if you opt in, I'm going to send out something that some of you from the Soul Innovator Collective, I see like Nicole on here. I don't know if any of you remember from a couple years ago, the activation we did where we did a journey into the sacred chamber of the heart. But it's this one that I still work with all the time. And I noticed we kept going into the heart, and there's this special chamber energetically inside the heart that's just for you. And oftentimes we don't know how to access it and allow ourselves to be in it. And when you're in there, there's like there's massive resolutions and healings and a deep connection to purpose and to relationship that can happen. And I love to share that with anyone who feels called. I can just see that the message is guiding us to go deeper into our own heart today, deeper into like why we wouldn't have allowed more rest, love, wealth, whatever it is, to be connected to our purpose. So I want to bring you into that sacred chamber. So if you register and you haven't done this one before, it's a longer activation, but it's really powerful, and it's an MP3. You can listen to it before bed. Would actually be a really nice time to do it. So anyway, that is all for today. I'll just see if we have any comments. I remember that one. Oh, thank you, Tanya. For me, it's confidence. I was just praying and I saw you. Hey, Erin, Ellen Marie. I was given the seniors discount when I was shopping today without me knowing. Okay. Not sure what to make of it. What would you like to make of it? How would you like to associate that? What if it was just the way prosperity could have met you in that moment? And could you just have a laugh with it? It's like prosperity wanted to get to me, and the universe is definitely seeing me as holding a lot of wisdom right now. Like, what if it could just be that, right? Confidence. Beautiful. So confidence, right. I love that you're all sharing so we can all see. It's like, it's going to be different for each person. But I guarantee you, whatever came through, when you don't allow that in with purpose, it's why it's been a little wonky. Humility. Yeah, I love that. Without arrogance. I love that. I love that. That's been a big one for me too. Sometimes when we're trying to be in confidence, it ends up not being authentic confidence, and like arrogance really comes from that, right? A lot more play and money. Yeah, you're welcome, MK. Yeah, like let's just have fun with this today. Let's be playful with it. We don't have to be too serious. But I do want you to just begin to think, how has it felt to be in purpose in the past? And again, like I'm just sharing, since I'm the person who can talk in this particular experience. That's why I hope a lot of you do still join us for the legacy program or something else, because I love being able to engage more where everyone gets to speak. But yeah, I will say, like, that's been the one thing when I'm in purpose that I've allowed, has been getting overstimulated, overworked, all of that sort of thing. So that's been the final one. The final one to really ground and integrate is allowing the rest. And so for each one of you, I want you to just check in, and it's like, what has it felt like to be in purpose before this? And I've now rewired it. So for Jill, it might be, or for Nicole too, it might be like, now the more confident I feel, the more I know I'm in purpose. The more playful I feel, that was the one for this woman I worked with today, right? The more I'm in purpose. The more creative I am, and I had that today with someone who's like, doesn't necessarily get to do a lot of creative things with her job, so it stumped her at first, but it was like, that's been the thing. More creativity is going to expand you to a new insight, and you're going to get the download for the next level of your purpose. So it's like, the more creative I'm feeling, even if I don't know why I'm doing this pottery or this painting, right? Like, the more I know I'm in my purpose. And Kim is feeling blue today. So the final thing I'm going to bring up, and Kim, I share this because I think you had a big transformation last night, is that we want to know that the better we feel, or the more we allow this thing, the more we're in our purpose. Hey, Emily. So it depends, Kim, on how you've associated being sad before this. So for some of us, the more joy I feel, the more I will be in purpose. So for some of us, like Kim, if you haven't allowed sadness, or you haven't allowed grief, and you know, if it's really anything you've repressed or pretended you didn't need to feel, is the thing that's going to allow you in your purpose. So not that it's like the sadder you feel, the more you're in purpose, but just from knowing what you've been working on, there's some things moving out of your system. So there may be a way in which you've repressed tears or grief around something specific. So you can just know, if you or anyone who's watching relates to like, wow, I'm feeling a little teary, I'm feeling a little emotional. It's like, the more I'm letting things flow, and I'm not making it mean something wrong, I'm just allowing myself to flow and feel the down and know I'm gathering more power for when I come up. The more I allow the flow and the release of feeling, the more I'm in my purpose. And I don't want to like keep expanding too much. I want you to just kind of stay here. But of course, those of us who do this work, have been doing it for a while, know that when we're changing frequency, hey Adita, there's 3 big changes that happen during a frequency change. So there's a change physically, there's a change emotionally, and there's a change in the way we relate to other people, to ourselves, to behaviors. So it's okay to feel a little blue. You can allow that to be right, and you can associate that with, I'm letting things move out of my system. And if I want to feel happier, I can like make that a focus. But maybe the focus is just to allow myself to feel what I'm feeling. And the more I do that, the more I know I'm in my purpose. And as we keep working with energy, I love practices like Qigong is a great practice for this. The more we let things flow, the more we know nothing is ever stuck. So you're not going to feel blue forever, right? Like, we're just going to keep letting that move and flow, and we're going to enjoy and accept knowing that we've felt good before, we're going to feel good again. And that's our purpose, and that's your purpose. So thank you all for joining me for this one. It humbled me for a minute, because I was like, whoa, none of the technology is working and what's happening. But then again, it was just because if I want to be in my purpose, I need to be honest about the thing I'm not letting flow, right? And that's it for today. If you're not already registered, for the email list, register, because as I said, I'm going to send out this Journey to the Sacred Chamber of the Heart activation. It's good. I think you'll really like it, especially if you were drawn to the heart the way I was today. So, all right, enjoy your day. Love you all, and we'll talk tomorrow. Bye.